everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm in the Bricks and Minifigs Anaheim store here in California, and we're going to be taking a tour of this whole store, checking out some of the awesome products that they have available to you today. So I've got the owner of the store here with me if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll check out the store.
Sure. I'm Nancy Randall. I'm the co-owner of Bricks and Minifigs Anaheim. The other owner is Jenna Hendricks. She lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we work together to make this store come to life.
Awesome, I love it. How long has this store been here?
We've been here since June of 2018, so 3.5 years. Yeah.
Okay, so you've had some experience in this area then. Does this store get much foot traffic, or what's the types of kind of fans and people do you have coming in here typically?
Sure. We are definitely a destination. People know we're here and are excited to come travel. We have people come from more, San Diego, LA. We have people who are here on vacation come to visit us, but we also have like really great fried chicken across the way. And so it's been great to be a part of this strip mall that is full of honestly delicious restaurants, and foot traffic is definitely a big part of it too. So yeah.
See, that's what you got to advertise here, is the other perks like that to really pull people in.
Come in here, and of course you get really cool Lego, but you get amazing fried chicken. So yeah, we're really glad to be here, and it's a great spot. We love being here. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we'll start with this display over here. This is kind of the window eye-catching display, and you've got some great stuff here. A number of retired things in here as well. So why don't you take us through kind of some of your favorites and what you have on display?
Oh my gosh. Well, one of our very favorites, and we get sad when we sell Cinderella's Castle, because obviously we're so close to Disneyland. We feel like it's just so iconic. Like, you have to have a Cinderella Castle when you come in. So we all love that, and everybody fights over the Tinkerbell, and that's it. It's like, I want the Tinkerbell. Anyway, so we love that one. Modular sells so fast in here, and of course we love the Lord of the Rings. We have our holiday sets out right now. It's just we try to put the really cool eye-catching big stuff up front, so you guys so you can see it when you walk by. You're getting your fried chicken, you're getting your cool Lego. You get the idea. So yeah.
Yeah, some fantastic stuff here, including here's one of the lesser known, I would say, kind of bigger Lego castle sets here on display, but still very impressive. I love those giant scorpion banners on that set.
Isn't that awesome? We have our different employees have kind of specialty. It kind of worked out that way, and one of our employees, Jack, is especially good with this sort of stuff. Make sure that everything's that customers and fans alike would appreciate what's happening. So yeah.
And then as we turn the wall over here, what do you have on display? Looks like mostly sealed stuff here.
Sealed stuff here. So this is all current new in boxes. We switched gears over to this side. We are a Lego authorized seller, and we get these new in box sets, and we're just so thrilled to be a part of that contract and to have what you're looking for when it's available. So we try to keep this stocked and looking nice.
What are the themes that people are most looking for right now that it's hard for you to keep in stock?
I mean, always Star Wars, right? That's what every Lego store owner would say, right? Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. But we also the big friend sets are really hot and popular this time of year, and so those are hard to keep in stock too, which is kind of fun. And we've sold almost all of our Harry Potter, so that's also really great. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the fan favorites out there for sure.
Absolutely.
Very impressive stuff. We'll turn around then here to more sealed sets, so that you see a lot of the Disney stuff here, kind of Star Wars and Creator on the back wall.
Absolutely, and again, this is just stuff that we, being me and my cousin, who are the owners of the store, we have 6 kids between us and 3 daughters, and we try really hard to make sure that when those girls are coming in, they have things that they are looking for that we have in stock too. So we're really passionate about that, and you can see I'm here's the Disney princess stuff. So we just love to have everything at all different price points for everybody when they come in, and so they can find what they're looking for.
That's something that I found really cool is visiting the different Bricks and Minifig stores, is how much the impact of the store owners and their families has on the way that the store is decorated or laid out, and just all these little touches that the family kind of brings into it.
Absolutely, and the reason that we're here is because of those 6 kids. We visited the Bricks and Minifigs Albuquerque location back in 2017, and it was our kids' dreams come true. So we we saw the vision and we've decided we had to do it ourselves. So yeah, exactly. It's all about the family around here. So yeah.
Fantastic. And then we'll turn behind you here to some of the clear glass shelves and lots of minifigs on display here. What are some of your favorites?
Oh my gosh. Well, this is our series fig case, and we're very passionate about our series figs. Everything that you see here is complete with accessories and everything. So if you're a collector, you're going to find everything that you need to, when you pick one, you have everything you need, right? Some of our very favorites, I mean, oh, it's so hard to pick. Butterfly.
There's so many good ones. The accessories.
They're like so amazing. And our manager, Sam, does such a good job taking care of us. I mean, the bee girl is like always a favorite, right? I'm like, I love Butterfly Girl. I don't know if I have her in stock right now. She's like series 16 down a little bit. But anyway, it's like we're just so passionate about like this series 12, the Princess with the Frog. That was actually what my daughter picked when we went to the Bricks and Minifigs Albuquerque store. Anyway, so I always am like, oh, that one was like a first Bricks and Minifigs purchase. So anyway, we understand the passion that goes behind series figs, and we share that passion. So yeah.
Great. I love it. Yeah. And it's so amazing seeing all of the different minifig series on display here and having those available for people to come in and see in person and then choose which ones they want.
Yeah. And where the empty spaces are, that like it's dedicated to that series fig. So if you're looking for series 7, you can immediately look and be like, oh, second one over, that one's missing. But when you come next time, maybe that one will be full. So we always make space for all the collectors. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, let's keep going around the corner here, and here we get into some of the open sets or some more sealed, looks like maybe some rarer stuff.
Yeah. So being close to San Diego, we do see some Comic-Con's exclusives coming in. It's rare that we have them actually, but when we can do a trade, and we try to be really fair when we're making prices and trades, and they're worth a lot. So anyway, we love to have those sorts of things on display, especially for like a talking point. So yeah.
Have you had a chance to make it down there to San Diego Comic-Con?
Oh yes. That's definitely a highlight of our family. We do that every year. So anyway, it's great, and I have my own. I won the lottery one year for a Lego set. So anyway, that one's at home though. That's for me. So yeah,
there you go.
We share the passion.
That's important. Yeah, you got the fantastic treehouse set down there.
Oh my gosh, it's so great, right? And just stuff like this, like it being built. I mean, obviously the boxes, and when you're at the Lego brand store or Target or whatever, that set's gonna be cool. But seeing these stuff built and in here will really get you. Your adrenaline pumping. So yeah, we love to see it.
And then here's kind of, you even got a build a friend section. So you see the minifig, build a minifig in like Lego stores and Bricks minifig stores, but here's more for the Friends fans out there.
Exactly. I have that just out. That's the first thing that my 6-year-old daughter does when she comes is pull that out and start making more friends. So we love it. Yeah.
Creating the characters is always fun. And then speaking of which, what do we have next to you here?
I know. So this is our Build a Fig station, our minifig maker, and it's kind of nice because it's 2 tiers. So we have adults that are up here, and then the kids are down here. We try to keep this really interesting and fun. And again, it goes back to like we make sure that there's a bunch of different diversity, a bunch of different kind of hair, a bunch of different kind of accessories for just to find everything that people are really looking for, And again, goes back to those little girls, making sure, we got the cool pieces. So yeah, we focus on that a lot.
Do you take requests in terms of people coming in and asking, do you have this thing? And if it's not in stock, will you try to seek that out and find it for them, or how does that work?
Yeah, when we get behind the counter, I'll show you the organization that we have of all these cool parts. And just, again, we say that we just try to make Lego dreams come true. So you walk through the door, and we want to make sure that you leave with something that you were looking for. So definitely, sure.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what you want to hear. We've got some more minifigs over here as well. So what themes do these represent?
So you're looking at our Disney superhero case, basically. Let's see what else we have over there. Minecraft. This is like obviously one of our, after Star Wars that we already talked about, superheroes is our second best selling. And again, we're very passionate about making sure that pieces are figs are complete and correct, which every Bricks and Minifigs does, I'm sure. But it's included accessories and things like that because we not only collectors but people that that play and kids that Iron Man needs to have his blasters, right? so we're passionate about that sort of thing and make sure everything's correct and available for what you're looking for.
Are there particular minifigures like Iron Man or Batman, Superman, something like that that really sell the most that you find just no matter how many you have in stock, they always seem to be going?
Absolutely. And it always fluctuates with what's currently happening, right? So Spider-Man's going to fly off the shelves this week for sure. I think we even were just saying we don't have a lot of Spider-Man today because the movie comes out this week. So that definitely fluctuates. So I'm Team Iron Man and I'm very vocal about it when kids come in. So they're always like, can I get a Captain America? And I'm like, you sure about that? No.
Try to sway their allegiance a little bit.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. No, I'm just kidding. We have a good time and we just, again, want everyone to be happy. So, yeah.
And I want to point out behind the hardworking employees here who obviously make everything happen at the Bricks and Minifigs stores. Very important. Well, I also want to point out the fantastic mosaic that you have back there. So talk about kind of the design of that.
So for our grand opening, we had a master builder come and build out the sign for us. And then it was a community build. And you can see people built all the different symbols and things like that we understand that Bricks and Minifigs is based on the community, and we're just so glad to be a part of it. And we've been very welcomed, and we love having that as the center of our store. And again, we're proud of it, very proud of it. So yeah.
I love that style as well, where it's on the base plate, but you've kind of 3D built out the letters a little bit, so there's kind of some of that perspective to it a little bit, which I think really makes it pop.
Absolutely. So we're very proud of it, and it really turned out. It was pretty cool on grand opening day, everybody being huddled around it, and then we get to experience it every day now. So yeah.
And then if we turn around behind you here, you have these fantastic lighted cases that display a lot of your used open sets. So what are some of the kind of your favorites that you carry in stock here? Do you try to represent kind of every theme within these?
Absolutely. What you're looking at now is a lot of architecture and superheroes. Do we have any? Those just go so fast. Just kind of the other creator, those sorts of themes are over here. And, these cases were something I envisioned for my own home. And, you had to open a Lego store to get them. So we're really proud of these as well. And just want you guys to be able to really, showcase exactly what these sets are and how amazing they can be. So, yeah.
Now, architecture is an interesting theme at a store like this. So do you have adults coming in who maybe aren't real familiar with Lego, and are they drawn to those? Do the kids ever go over to those? I know it seems like a much more adult-oriented theme.
Well, and it's kind of interesting. We had some training based on architecture sets about how, if a grandma comes in looking for a kid for a present or whatever, is don't start with architecture, right? Because it's such different building techniques and things like that. So we try to be very vocal about that. Okay, the White House looks really cool, but let's look a little bit over here, So we understand what people are looking for, and we try to, educate people as much as we can.
Right, and they're primarily display pieces anyway, so I think that certainly makes sense.
Absolutely, yes. So they're so pretty though. It's really fun. We want to put them up as a skyline. We were talking about that the other day. So anyway, just it's fun, great collection. And when we get over there, you can see the old Eiffel Tower too, and how big architecture used to be. So anyway,
you've got some great examples of some older retired sets here, and we'll see even more later on. But some of these are even sealed up here, which is just awesome. You don't see these sets sealed very often.
No, you really don't. And when we opened the store, I was kind of no one's bringing us a sealed Death Star, right? It doesn't really feel like it's possible. But we've had such. Again, when you bring in a trade, when we do the buy sell trade experience, we just want the deal to be fair for everyone. So we're very vocal about this is what we can do. If you feel like that's good, then let's make a deal. Everyone should leave happy. A lot of times, especially with these older sets, they were a collection that maybe someone's passed away, or we've heard people find storage wars kind of idea. It's interesting where these come from, and some of them are some that we get that are so old. You're just like one, wish we could hear where they've been and what they've been doing. But anyway, it's really fun to have these older retired sets and for someone to come and be like, oh my gosh, I had that as a kid, or oh my gosh, everybody wants a Death Star, so it's been really fun.
When someone brings in for to buy or sell or trade, do you have like a store credit system? Is that something that a lot of people do, or are they just looking to straight out sell it to you? How does that typically work?
Well, we always talk about like the dark age of Lego. Like kids come in. Like I had a kid come in. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sell my sets to you because I want to buy a computer." And I was like, "Oh, it's so hard." Like we're just like, "Oh, our hearts are breaking." But we do store credit and we also do cash. And it really depends. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, you're looking for store credit, right? And they're like, oh no, we're looking for cash. And I'm like, okay. So we offer a little bit more for store credit than we do for cash. And we're willing to do both. And like I said, we just want everyone to be happy. So yeah.
Sounds good. We'll keep moving down here to some of the sets John's showing. It looks like we have a lot of Star Wars in this cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. The it's so funny because I'm like, what's in there today? Because it changes so quickly. And sometimes like it feels like the whole thing's full of Falcons, and then other days we're like, sorry, we're out. Like it's so funny how it works, but it's definitely really fun to showcase these and we have one of our best customers. He collects just the ships. He doesn't really care as much about the minifigs, and we're always like, no, look how cool this fig is that goes with the ship, So, but we also really focus on the playability factor of these, and again the collector aspect of. We try really hard to make sure that they're complete. So yeah.
Now with a theme like Star Wars, and you referenced this with the Millennium Falcons, they made so many variants of so many sets, and you've only got limited display space here.
Yes.
So is it hard to decide kind of exactly which models you're going to have on display from a big theme like this?
Absolutely. In our back room, we're always like, okay, we sold the Falcon, so let's see, that one was, from 2018, so let's find one that's like 2011, or whatever it is, and really try to rotate it through and make everybody able to see everything that we have available.
Yeah, that's good. Get it out for the people to see. And on the bottom there, it looks like we got some Technic, even some older stuff down there.
Yes, and we have customers that come in that are just like, here for Technic, and we're like, okay, we got a shelf for you, So it's a really great theme, and that's actually what my brother was super interested growing up. And now I'm like, you never collected minifigures, but it just depends, and every fan has a different thing they're interested in. So yeah.
And then if we turn to the side here a little bit, you've got these kind of packs of parts here. Explain how this works.
So this is kind of our manager special. Our awesome manager, Sam, she puts these rainbow packs together. And I kind of refer to this as like the tooth fairy wall, right? Like someone comes in with their allowance or with a limited amount of funds, and I want something really fun and exciting for them to leave the store with. So they're priced good deal, and we want to be able to accessorize and play and experience your Lego and do that at a valuable price.
That's always great, yeah, because I'm sure you get people coming in the door with varying amounts of money, whether it's a little kid, an adult, whatever it might be, and you want to be able to offer everyone something.
Exactly. I'm always like, so sometimes like, someone's here with their tax return and they like really want something really cool, or, they're here for the Death Star or whatever it is. And then you have another kid who like you count pennies at the register with, and we want everyone to just, find exactly what they have, what they can give to us. We have something for them.
And then we were just looking at some Star Wars sets, so we can move over here and look at some Star Wars minifigures in this shelf here. So is this all? It looks like all Star Wars.
So this is all Star Wars, and actually you can see each minifigure has a tag because all of our minifigures are on our online store. So these are, these are Star Wars. What am I saying?
No, there's a big variety here for sure. Yes.
There's a big variety. I've lost count. Have we reached over 1,000 minifigs for Star Wars? Probably. When I first opened, I used to, a kid would be like, "Can I have this one?" Blah blah, and I would be like, "Oh yeah, this one. Let's talk about it." And I've realized that like those kids come in and they know so much more than I will ever know. And so one of our employees is our big Star Wars guy, and so he does a good job making sure that we can please all of those fans. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. When we're covering Star Wars builds at LEGO conventions, I have that same feeling. I'm never going to have as much knowledge as you about this build or these things that whatever the Star Wars TV show or movie it might be based on.
Exactly. And it's like, I thought that I had like a pretty solid base. And then I was like, oh no, I know nothing, even though I really do try and we try. And again, it's been so great to have employees that know about specific things, because then I'm like, okay, come in. Josh works, Tuesday from 3:37, stuff like that. That to really please, everyone wants to talk about the things that they love, and so we try to accommodate that too.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And if we keep moving down, then what do we have in this display case? I like all the animals.
Oh my gosh! So the animals, that goes back to our daughters and things that they love to collect. They're just so fun, right? Like, of course, the colored animals that come in the new Friends surprise packs. Those are so great, and I'm just like, give me a bunny of every color, right? Like, they're so great. So you're looking at animals, and of course dinosaurs. Oh look, he fell over. Well, anyway. We have dinosaurs, and then Ninjago, which has just blown up. It's been so fun to. It was a theme when we opened that was sort of people were kind of interested, and then now it's just everybody loves it, and it's been so great to watch it grow. I mean, it was always good, but you know what I'm saying. It's really exploded for us, so we love that. And then let's see, Lego movies in there, and what else do we have?
It's like you got a lot of Harry Potter up top here.
Harry Potter, I was waiting for you to get up top. But we got the old stuff down here too, which again, Jack is really good about getting those in and making sure they're right. But then Harry Potter, which, it's so funny because I think about when it was Harry Potter's coming back. And now I'm like, well, yeah, it's back. It's so funny, the timeline of how these things go. So we're just, we're proud of it. And it's so, we used to just have a half plate of Harry Potter because that's all that there was, and then to just have it expand and to be able to be on the journey with the fans, it's been great.
I like how you still got some of the older yellow ones sprinkled in there.
Yeah, exactly. So again, if you're a collector or if you want to have the new stuff, we have it all. And sometimes people are like, and then I want the yellow face. We're like, that's super cool, but have you seen the new Hermione? Anyway. So yeah, it's fun to have it all.
And then if we turn around here, what do we have on these display areas?
Sure. So this is more of our new in-box offerings, and dots and Vidiyo, and then architecture's here on the bottom, and then some fun storage stuff that's been really great for us to just have different things, different gift ideas for Lego lover. That's kind of what's happening, and it's been so great to have the dot sets that come in a 2-pack because the girls can do best friend bracelets, so that's great.
Mm-hmm. How do you find a theme like Vidiyo or the dot stuff that's kind of not a typical Lego product sells, or what is people's reaction if they're maybe seeing this for the first time?
Sure. The thing about Vidiyo is the minifigures are really cool. I know there's setbacks with the app and things like that, but it's been really cool to see new pieces and to be able to explore and be creative with them. And so we're always like, have you seen the ice cream guy from Vidiyo? It's pretty cool, right?
No, the minifigs are amazing.
Yeah, and so it just kind of goes back to we want to be a place of creativity and inspiration, and even the dot stuff. Kids come in maybe looking for Star Wars or whatever, and someone's kind of sitting off to the side, and I'm like, have you seen the dot stuff? It's actually pretty fun. So it does make it it widens the audience. I do feel that way for sure. Yeah.
No, that's what I think is so great about it. And we can keep moving back to this wall. Then we can look at some more of these fantastic open use sets that you've got here, which you also have some vintage stuff up top there that I'm really liking.
Yeah. We again just trying to offer all the things. So you can see how we've separated it out, right? So that someone comes in and be like, do you have any old space stuff? We're like, oh my gosh, come look at the set that we have right now, right? And people also know as they come, returning customers can come and be like, okay, the space stuff was here before, and we try to keep it up together. So just, the same idea. Or I want to be like, oh my gosh, last time you were here, you got Cinderella. Now we have her carriage, stuff like that. So it's definitely fun. And when you get down to the bottom, you can see Harry Potter and again all that good stuff, that the old stuff and the new stuff mixed together, and
All the various forms of Hogwarts and some of the different sets they've done, like with the Millennium Falcons.
Yeah, exactly. That is what it feels like, right? And now there's like so many, like the Chamber of Secrets is redone and all this stuff where you can be like, here's the old one and the new one. Which one do you like better? You know, stuff like that.
Even some Duplo represented. That's always good. You got to have some Duplo in there.
You had to have the Duplo in there. And, you know, if you look, well, the Duplo is when we started, my daughter was 2. And so that's where, you know, as we've, like, I'm always like, okay, so she really liked this set, so we need to make sure we have these in stock, you know. So it's been good to see like the mother's eyes of what it is and really bring that into our store.
Right. You can almost do like market research with your own kids.
That's exactly what's happening. Yes, I'm like, okay, so we got to make sure we have this today, you know. So it's like they finally have another Donald Duplo fig, you know, stuff like that that not everyone knows, and we research as we go along. Yeah.
And you referenced this earlier, but we can take a look at the fantastic Eiffel Tower up here as well. One of those older kind of architecture type builds, but much larger than those architecture sets.
Yes, it's like this is how we started, and we're like, okay, good, we're glad you scaled down, you know. So this one's actually unique in the sense that we have we just got the new inbox one, so it's right next to it, and then we have the built version, so you could be like, look what this turns into. So that's pretty fun to see too.
Are there fans who walk in and are surprised that Lego made a set like that? Because I know some of those sets that aren't as well known, I would think some Lego fans would be surprised that that's even an official set.
Absolutely. And, you know, even that happens to me sometimes. Like, I'm like, I've been doing this for a while, and I'll be like, wait a second, there's an Eiffel Tower that's how tall, you know? So it's definitely cool to see. And, you know, from whenever I started being super involved with Lego when my son was little to now, just that my dark time of Lego, right? And what happened then and where it is now.
What are some of the more surprising things that people brought in to sell or trade to you here? Anything that, like a theme that you didn't know had existed, or a specific set, or anything like that?
You're gonna catch me. Let's see. Well, even what story do I want to tell? Right. Well, I will say that like we haven't had this Death Star 2 this whole time that we've been open, and then someone brings it in. Like we haven't had it used, and then someone brings it in, and it's new in box, and that's the kind of thing that I'm like, what? You know? I also had a guy who was moving, and so he kind of just sold me his storage unit, which was pretty crazy. But you can see some of his collection over on the other retired set wall, where I was like, oh my gosh, just like keep bringing in these cool things, which I think like even the Boeing airplane set, like collabs and stuff like that really are interesting. Oh, and you know what else was super cool once was like the really old Mickey Mouse sets from like the 90s. Those ones I was like, oh my gosh, these are super fun. So just things like that where like you missed that they even existed and someone else has been loving them, and then we get to, you know, recycle them and find a new home.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one of the cool things about this job is there's been so many like one-off licensed products or McDonald's toys, Shell collaborations, whatever it might be that people might bring in.
Yes, and the Shell collaboration, someone came in with the full set a couple of years ago, and it was one of those things where I was like, what are we looking at, you know? So that was super fun. Yeah, it's really cool. And someone has, the people that we buy from have these stories based on like, oh, we had to go to this place to get this one and like whatever, and there's so much that goes into being a Lego collector and Lego fan.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. So we'll move on down a little further, and we get to some more sealed sets here.
So we're actually looking at our certified used sets. So they've been opened and built and played with, and then we when these come in with original boxes and instructions, we check all the pieces, and then we guarantee that everything's inside. So this is like for reals, a like rebirth, I guess. What's a word for that? Of these sets, and just really, you know, it's hard to come by, you know, Construct-A-Buzz, but we have them, you know, totally ready to gift and to build again. So yeah, that's what these are.
That Academy set, you don't see that very often out in the wild.
Absolutely, and it's like totally in like a great condition box and stuff. So we appreciate those collectors that save all the pieces, and you know, we have a joke in here that people are like, come to do a trade and they say everything's here, right? Like they bring you like this big bin of stuff and they're like, it's all in here, and we're like, sure it is, and like I understand that, like especially as a mom, I understand is like we're very meticulous and we really want to make sure, especially as Lego builders, like we have all our sets, like they're not getting vacuumed up, we have them, right? But it's really not always the case, and so we do our best to make them presentable and things like that in the used set case, but we're really particular about our certified used and make sure everything's there for you. So yeah.
Also, that Life on Mars set come by, just wonderfully colorful and like creative, original. The tubes and everything there, the crazy looking aliens.
Right? Oh my gosh. One of our other employees, Daniel, is like, oh my gosh, I totally had this set, and it's like, then as like life goes on, your like bin of Lego has like these tubes that, you're just like, oh yeah. And then I had that weird Mars set, and so anyway, it's fun to see them come back brand new in box and those unique pieces.
You even got like some boat holes down here, just some bulk stuff.
So this is like this bottom shelf is kind of like a little bit of a grab bag, I guess I would say, where perhaps we don't have, we're limited space at this store. And so we bag up some of the things that, like, okay, you can build a Ninjago dragon in here. I don't have room to display it right now, but I want you to be able to pick it up. And these are also priced, value, priced well for what they are. So just giving life to what can still be played with, basically.
No, that totally makes sense. And are these instructions over? What do we have here?
So this rainbow, these rainbow drawers are full of instructions and they're free for anyone. We just we try to be like inspiring, and our bulk builders were always like, okay, well a lot of times we use them for like, okay, we're going to build, this, let's find instructions to go with it to, kind of inspire us of how we're going to do it. But yeah, anyone who wants to come look through these, they can take those with them and just, again, breathe new life. So yeah.
No, that's great. And one thing I noticed as I was walking around the store before we started the video here is your fantastic collection of these posters on the wall. And they even go around the corner as well. I've always loved Lego-related posters. I think they make for great display pieces. Yes. So was this kind of something that you were interested in collecting over the years, or how did you come by a lot of these?
Absolutely. And this is some of the things that I would collect when I went to Comic-Con. Like, I'm so proud of a lot of them. And we have another joke in the store that everything's for sale, right? Except for Nancy's posters. So this is my personal collection. And I even have customers that are so nice. They'll be like, I was at a yard sale and I found this poster for you. And so I really appreciate that. And it's so great that you saw it and appreciated it, because I love it and I appreciate it. So thanks for sharing in the fun.
Your customers know you as like the poster lady. You just bring them in.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, and this one's for Nancy, So yeah, I have more at home, and I don't know well, we joke about like how high can we hang posters? Because I've got probably a few dozen more to hang up. So yeah, we love the posters around here.
They're great decorations, so good idea. I love it.
Thank you so much.
And now we get to one of the most famous kind of bricks and minifigs things that I think a lot of the stores are known for, and that's the bulk brick here. Always a fan favorite, I think probably with kids and adults.
Yes, and again, we're limited in space. So we got 3 bulk tables. We got some bins underneath, and we try to separate things out. Well, this is Duplo bulk, but over there they have a couple other bins, and we wash our bulk and just try to keep it moving and exciting and interesting, and again, we try to just be inspiring. So yeah.
Do you ever dig through this and find anything like unusual or unique or hear anything you didn't expect piece-wise?
Yeah, we when people come in for buy sell trade and they bring those bins, we obviously want it to be clean. We obviously want it to be like sorted through non-Lego, but sometimes like the weirdest bins full of the weirdest stuff have the coolest Lego and the coolest thing. So, it's hard work to get them ready to get on the table here. But we're proud of it and try to offer unique things, and it works out. So yeah.
What's the longest you've seen someone digging through the pieces here? Because I've heard from other stores some long periods of time.
I've had on several occasions. This is not just a one-off. Someone will be here from when we open to when we close.
Wow.
We do bulk specials. I try to be really generous with that. And we do like refill buckets, and they'll just be like, okay, I refill this one and start my next refill. So it definitely happens. And One time we actually had so much excess bulk that we gave bins of it to teachers in their classrooms, so that they could like take the bulk and the inspiration and creativity that comes from that and take it into the classroom. And we still get tags all the time for teachers that that came and got the bulk. And it just is nice to have that Lego just live new life and be, share that creativity. So yeah.
Would you say this primarily comes from like adults kind of selling their childhood collection, or where does a lot of just kind of the bulk general stuff come in from?
That is a really good question. And I would say that, like, sure, that's like a big part of it. But it's like it really varies so much. Like we talk about Lego, about how it goes from like age 0 to 99. Like that has been our experience just tenfold. Like so many things, and so like I said, kids. A lot of those like early teenagers, and even some of our employees are like, oh yeah, I sold my Lego when I was 15, and they're like, and now I regret it, And so those are the ones where I'm like, okay, I'll take your bin. Thanks. There's a lot of cool Indiana Jones in here, but okay, So yeah, it really varies. And actually, I met someone the other day, and I was telling them about my store, and they were like, well, we have tons of Lego, and our kids are grown, and it's just sitting in the garage. That happens all the time, all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, no, well, I'm glad you were able to give it a new home here and then let people come in and pick out the pieces they need.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
So we'll round the corner here then, and I think John was showing some of the posters as we talked about them earlier over here, but we can give another shout out to those. Do you have a particular favorite that's on display?
Well, it's on the other side because I'm a huge Iron Man fan. So the 10-year Marvel one, that was a cool Comic-Con find that I got. The ones that you're looking at, the Star Wars ones, those were specifically from customers that brought it into me. And then Justice League was another Comic-Con. That was nice. And then elves, it's so funny because my daughter's obsessed with elves. And anyway, so that's hanging there for her.
Yeah, it was a great theme. I mean, the colors, the unique pieces.
Yes, and we came in, we started our elves collecting like 2.5 years ago. And when we opened, we actually had tons of elves. It was still a current theme. And slowly, people bought it. It retired and it's whatever. And then now it's just skyrocketed. So I'm like, at home, I'm always like, oh my gosh, your dragon collection, honey. It's like, we don't, like, I've made a point to my kids, like, I don't bring their Lego in here to sell. Like, it's your collection. I won't do that to you. But she's got some really cool elf stuff at home. So.
You're like, if you ever want to bring that into the store, we can work out a deal,
It's exactly what it is. Like, you're just like, oh yeah, the mother dragon's really cool, So anyway, people write us email or whatever, like, do you have any elf stuff? And we're like, well, not for sale, but anyway, yeah, cool stuff.
And then this back shelf back here, it says retired sets. So is this kind of more recently retired things, or what do you put back here?
So this is like an extension of where we're standing, which will when you turn around you can see. But this is just more. This is actually new in box retired sets that are sealed in condition. So, but like, so we actually had a discussion the other day because someone was like, do we really have Luke's lightsaber hole? Like, and it was like, oh yeah, we do. And so I was like, someone really wanted to trade that? Like, I was like, I was super glad to have it, but so we get some gems in here and it's great. So yeah.
Yeah. Would you say most people coming in are looking for current sets, or are there a lot of people who have a particular like retired set in mind?
Oh my gosh. People come in looking for minifigs. That's definitely our number one seller. And then retired sets is like, well, it's probably current new box sets and then retired sets, and then used sets. But yeah, people get so excited when we have the retired sets. And so, it's not, I don't really have a lot of control over what retired new box sets we have because they're all coming, those ones are all coming in on trade. So, yeah, we get really excited too. Like, we're like, oh yeah, someone brought this one in today, or whatever. So yeah.
For sure. I mean, you're Lego fans as well, so obviously you get excited when cool products come in the store.
Yeah, exactly. We're all Lego fans here, and it's really great to have, like, I feel like I have just like a set of encyclopedias with my amazing employees, and we really all share joy and love to see the cool stuff. So yeah.
Now we're back at the wall you referenced earlier here, so more retired stuff?
Yeah, so this is just an extension of that wall, that back wall, and some of the stuff that I said that I was like, that guy sold me a storage unit, basically. Appreciate people taking care of their stuff and sharing it with us eventually. So yeah, good stuff.
I got to give a shout out. This Amelia Earhart set, super cool, amazing looking display piece as well. If people have not checked that set out, definitely recommend picking it up. It looks really great on like bookshelves or someplace like that.
Absolutely. And like the gift with purchases lately have been really, like from the Lego store, have been really great display. Like that Dickens set is so cool to really showcase what you're doing and collecting.
Also, Prince of Persia, that's a theme I had when I was younger. I love the unique pieces, had the camel, like the minifig accessories and design was very unique. I know that movie didn't do well. I think the set sold poorly, but really, really great stuff there.
And one of my son's like very favorite first themes that he was into was Lone Ranger. Like he loved the movie, and there's like some really cool sets. So, no judgment on as far as the movie production goes, and versus how cool the sets are here. Yeah.
And you've got dimensions as well. That's something you don't see much these days. Are people still coming in looking for that?
Oh my gosh, we get tons of people coming in looking for those, and we actually have tons of the level. I guess what would you call that? Like a coin or whatever that like the minifigs would stand on.
Like the base sort of piece.
Yeah, like one of our best customers is like, did you get any new ones? Like anyway, so we share those pretty willingly, and but anyway, someone sold us their whole dimensions collection a few weeks ago, so that was kind of unexpected. All these things, like you're just like, what do you mean you have a whole collection of dimensions sitting in a box? But yeah, we appreciate that and like it. So yeah.
Do you have to turn down people very often if they've got a whole collection and maybe you just don't have space for it right now, or anything like that? Or if they're coming in wanting to get rid of stuff, do you pretty much try to bring in as much as you can?
We rarely say no. If you want to make a deal, I mean, we'll make a deal. Absolutely. One thing about Southern California is everyone is limited on space, right? But like our back room is very small, but it is very mighty, and
you can really fit a lot in there.
Yeah, when there's a will, there's a way. So again, my amazing employees are like, we're a little bit tight on space, and I'm like, oh, it's like every day, But again, we someone says we have a storage unit, and you go, okay, well, let me see what's in there. So yeah.
There you go. Sounds good. Now we move down here to kind of some of the smaller sets. Again, maybe some of those lower priced items.
Yeah, absolutely. These are great, gift toppers or whatever. Again, tooth fairy money. This is what I think about with these. So we always want the exciting thing. Like it's so great when there's a build and a fig, and someone can really have a good time with a not too high of a price point.
Now, this just caught my eye. This is a Turkish Airlines. Was that like a minifig they were giving out or something?
Yes, and I saw like someone asked me about that. It's actually I don't think it's a really special Emmett fig, but it was like they were doing a promotion for a little while, and you got one of those and you boarded the plane. So they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean a free minifig when you walk on a plane. Yeah, you can't beat that.
Exactly. So it's like I get emails or people ask us questions. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it exists. So yeah, cool stuff.
Before we go behind the counter, we'll take a look here at this other display case where you've got some more Duplo. I love the sails. Those ship sails are so cool looking.
Yeah, it's really fun, and this is more of the, oh my gosh, look at this cool thing we got. Do you guys want this? So we are proud of this kind of unique stuff that comes in and want to share it. And like this, you don't have to get too close up on this, but these are like our play figs, again, for kids that, aren't necessarily collecting. They just want to play. We want those available. So, yeah.
You even got some of the older stuff down there in like the bottom left corner there, and then a bunch of Christmas related sets here on the bottom.
Yeah, we try to make sure we have some, for whatever holidays happening, we have something interesting for you. So those are we pull those out of the back for holiday times.
And you don't see base plate minifigure collections of Duplo very often like that. That's like a clone army type thing, but for Duplo.
It's totally true. And again, it goes back to like my daughter was super into it. So I know that there's customers out there that are also super into it. And the Spider-Man and things like that, when those get put on the plate, those go the fastest. But you can build your city army, I guess you would say.
Your citizens.
Yeah, our citizens. That's what I'm looking for. Our citizens, Duplo. So yeah, that's fun.
Well, now if you want to take us behind the counter, we kind of have a more behind the scenes look at some of what you have back here, some of the things that you maybe don't have room to display right now or going to be put out on display in the future. So what do you keep back in this area?
Okay, so this is like our workspace, I guess I would say. And back here is like this is our Star Wars cabinet, right? So we got good stuff in here of just maybe parts that we're trying to finish, or, you know, if you buy a Jedi, we got a lightsaber for you, that sort of thing. I mean, let's see what I can pull out for you. I should have planned out what I was gonna get.
I love how you can just kind of make out as the light sitting just like massive bags of like Star Wars minifigs. It's the things everybody wants here.
Yeah, this is definitely where everyone is a little bit like, so what's in that cabinet today? You know, where you're like, well, I have partial Ahsokas. We got to figure out our arms, you know, things like that. But we do a good job of, like I've talked about it like probably 3 times already, but I'm just like, I know that we, you know, when you take that helmet off, it's going to be the right head underneath, you know, and we're really particular about that and make sure that that happens. So
no, and that's important. I mean, that level of quality is what a lot of fans expect when they come into a store like this that's solely dedicated to Lego. You know, you're not a Walmart or something. So obviously they expect you to kind of know what you're talking about and have the products as they were intended.
Yes, and we try to like really like hone in on that and be like really like, no, for reals. Like it's, and people are like, do you have any like fake Lego? We're like, no. Majority of what we have, 98% of it is all genuine Lego produced by Lego. That's what we have in this store. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Yeah. So tons of Star Wars stuff there.
I know. I'm like, let's see if I can find.
I like this one's just labeled unsorted.
I know,
So
right?
you
So this is like a project waiting to happen, right?
This is just a mess that someone's gonna have to deal with.
It's like you get bulk and someone's and this comes in and you're like, what am I gonna do with this? Well, I'm gonna put it here and we maybe will get this in without this, you know, and you can do that to a point. We also put a lot of those sorts of things in our bulk. Or maybe even rainbow pack or something like that, where we wanna share the good finds. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's Star Wars. Let's see, over here is like these are our Marvel figs. So a lot of these, if they're not displayed, again, they're on our website. A lot of them are, like, see how we have like all these Iron Mans tagged and things like that. That means that they're available for sale, and we love to have a good variety on our inventory. We call it our curated collection, right? Of just
very museum sounding.
Yes, it is. It's very museum sounding, but you know, you want to just make sure, like Toy Story. Let's see, right? We always have. Oh, this is Tigger. Those are good, but you know, it's like Buzz Lightyear and Lotso and Woody. You know, just want to make sure that things are available and fun. So yeah, look at all these Gus, right? It's so fun to have like piles of Cinderella. So yeah, anyway.
That's what's so cool about coming in stores like this, is just seeing these pieces and minifigs in quantity that you would just not normally would never have a reason to have at home.
Right here, like, look at all these Captain America shields. It's like a little kid's dream come true, right? So it's pretty fun. We have a good time.
Very cool.
Let's see. Maybe I'll show you like our collections of accessories over here. And this is a lot of where we pull when we are making our rainbow packs. We get a lot of things, you know, as we sort and as we get things ready to sell. It's like, I mean, there's more than one ring to rule them all, right? So we make sure that, you know, when you buy Gollum, we have a ring to go with it, right?
All the gem diamond pieces.
Oh my gosh, I have so many kids that come in looking for this. So we have treasure boxes, and then I'm like, okay, pick 5 gems to put in here or whatever. And they're like, what? So anyway, that's so fun. People love that. It's like, despite having this many buckets, there's still special ones for series figs that we don't have, that we have to wait to source and things like that. But, you know, it's just stuff like this that when I'm sorting my kids' collection, you like imagine that it'll be this way, but it's never quite this way. We have it here at the store to appreciate. So, yeah. Try not mess it up too much. Let's see. What else is interesting? Plans, suitcases, brooms. So many of these.
So are pretty much all of these pieces things that you hope to put on display in the store one day, or do you keep a lot of this back here and just like pull it out, like you said, if they're buying a specific product, then you pull this out?
So a lot of times, like if we're restocking our Build-A-Fig, we'll open each bag and throw some of each of it into the Build-A-Fig. But we also do a lot of things like we would maybe we would pull like one of each thing for our little rainbow packs or something like that. And part of our rainbow packs and our Build-A-Fig is like we want to take what's back here and like share it with everyone, right? Like we're like, oh my gosh, you want a lipstick to go with your friend's doll? Like we have those. Let me give it to you. So again, our manager Sam does such a great job organizing and keeping this all straight. So yeah.
And you just got several drawers of this type of stuff here in the back, and to pick and pull from.
Right? Like if you're having a Thanksgiving feast, let's make one together, right? So there's some cool stuff, you know, bananas, pizza. We try to like collect these so that when Halloween comes around, we got a pumpkin for you. Here's the wings my butterfly girl I love so much. So, I mean, just stuff that you would love to have a collection of. We somehow, I swear every time my daughter comes in, she comes home with a pair of skis. She loves that. So, you know, ice cream, carrots, pretty fun, right?
Yeah. All of those little accessories that really add so much to builds. When we're covering a build at a convention, it's those little things like this that really make it stand out and pop as you look at the details.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you want to make sure that your princess has a crown and your Jedi has a lightsaber, right?
You got to have the right accessories. And then I like, so this is your, just your pricing tiles, but even those look very nice. And do you get those printed or those stickers?
They're actually printed. Our corporate office does these for us. Okay. And I have like nightmares if I think too hard about these spilling everywhere. So I'm always like, okay, no one bump me. I'm going to open the price tiles. But I think it really adds to the overall aesthetic of our minifigs. And like I said, they're our number one product, and we want to be really clear about how much they cost and what they look like and what they come with, and those are really great.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's great to see kind of the behind the scenes stuff here and everything else that you keep around behind the counter. Anything else you wanted to show?
This is like our customer pickup area because we do pick up in store for our online store. So everything, not the thing that's the hardest to put on our website are the built use sets, especially because the turnaround is so high. So it'll be like we took a picture, we put it on and I do a specific product listing for each use set so that you know exactly which one you're getting of that version of that set, right? So anyway, that's hard to manage, but everything else, all the retired, new in box, certified used, all of that stuff is on our website. So it's definitely a lot. And I tell kids like, well, we have thousands of choices, so it should be easy, you know, right? Like poor parents, they try to be so patient. But again, it's all available on our website for pickup and we also ship.
How much of your business is people coming into the store versus online these days? Do you know?
So for a while there, it was like almost probably like a third of it was online. Majority of our stuff now is still in store, and we'd love to provide this in-store experience. But it's also great for you to know, like, did they actually get the Han Solo that I'm looking for? Do they have it today? You can look on our website and see. But we have a lot of fun in here, so we get a lot of people coming in to see us.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing like the experience of coming in and physically seeing the sets and the minifigures, whatever it is you might be interested in.
Yeah, and we're always like, you can inspect them, make sure that's exactly what you want, and we love to like cater with like the accessories and all that good stuff. So yeah.
So definitely, if you're ever in this area, in the Anaheim, California area, make sure to stop in here at the Bricks and Minifigs store. If they can't make it here, what is the website URL if they want to check that out?
Sure, it's bricksandminifigsananaheim.com. It's spelled out all big long URL, but you get the idea. And if you have any questions, you know, we post on our Instagram and Facebook every day. So send us a message, send us an email. We'd love to chat.
What type of stuff can they see from you on social media if they want to start commenting and getting involved there?
Right, like I'm always like, okay, so here's my used sets today, you know, and so we have a conversation like that. I try to highlight a new product, something super interesting, or like a sale or something that's going on. That'll first come on social media and you'll see it. So yeah.
Sounds good. We'll have links in the description to the website and the social media as well, so you can check all of that out. But definitely, if you're ever in the Anaheim area, come check this store out. It's super cool to walk around, go through the bulk brick, just see all of the new and used sets, the retired sets, lots of cool stuff here. Thank you so much for taking me through the store today. I appreciate it.
We're so glad to have you. Appreciate you coming by.